The 2K Sports
Making sure
pregame
we're
show.
live and up and running.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already.
The 2K Sports
Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Magic in
And
Orlando.
I think we are. So.
Well, for Orlando,
Hey,
they
how
haven't
you doing,
competed at the level
Conrad?
they'd like over the last week
Good
or
morning.
so. Just one win in 5 games. Great center matchup tonight. Shaq, I know you've been waiting all day to watch this one. One of the best low post players of all time in yourself. Give us your thoughts on why the stretch 5 has become so popular.
Well, in a
what
lot of
time
offenses
tomorrow?
these days,
Or
floor spacing is
technically
king.
today.
And what you see now, you see a lot of bigs are practicing shooting the three more than ever.
Yeah, even the younger centers. You think of Towns and Cousins and Embiid, as powerful as they are, they love to stay on that perimeter and shoot that 3 ball. So it's hard to stay on.
Okay, sounds good. Over here it is 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, so it'll be 7 p.m. Mountain Time. It's gotta be the shoes.
Good luck out there.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Phoenix Suns come in for this one. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. And that's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. You look at the Magic. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
And I think it's an important game They only faced this club twice this season, and you mentioned that loss in the first one. You hate to get swept in a season series.
Ready, gentlemen? That has to be in the back of their minds, at least a little bit. So we'll see if they add any wrinkles to their schemes in this one.
Looking at the midseason numbers for international viewership, Doris, the league is really making an impression around the world.
I know soccer is maybe the biggest sport worldwide, but what has struck me over the last 5 to 10 years is how global a game basketball has become, and the fact that it's one of the fastest growing sports in the entire world. And make no mistake, to me, it's the league.
Is out there with Josh Jackson, and it's Patrick in at the 1 spot.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
Patrick passes to Booker. Ross with the steal. And here's Augustine, defended by Booker. And Jackson with the block.
Well, how about the defensive instincts of Josh Jackson? Boy, the length and athleticism, send it back, sir.
Booker dishes to AI. Down low, it's stolen by Vucevic. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Ross is running, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Ross has got his first points of the game. And it's Phoenix's ball. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
Now, here's AI. He's coming off a 16-point game against Brooklyn.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
For Orlando, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his first foul. Here are the Magic now. They trail by 1. Here's Gordon. Makes it off the glass. Gordon's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Listen, we know Aaron Gordon is a high-activity player, and if you give him daylight, he's ready to shoot it.
Augustine with the steal. Lob pass to Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Just put the pass in his vicinity, and Aaron Gordon will take care of the rest.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment. Indeed, what a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Jackson. He's coming off a 19-point game against Brooklyn.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
Just 4 to shoot. And Warren, here we go. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. Orlando leading by 3. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford gave me a few minutes before the game. He said the key to this game is how much they can limit the quality looks inside. He said when you're playing a team like this, you don't stand a chance if you give them easy shots down low. We'll see who wins that battle, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks.
And it's the way Ayton uses his body inside. It's what allows him to get so close to the basket.
Now, here's Vucevic. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
To the inside, stolen by Gordon. Ross against Booker. Ross kicks to Augustine. Poked loose and stolen by Ayton. Jackson has the open look. Vucevic with the rebound.
Boy, with that much space around him, maybe he's better off attacking the basket than settling for the jumper.
Pass to Augustine. Vucevic with it. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 6. Ross against Jackson. No good from Ross. And it's Warren with the ball for the Suns. It's a 3-point game. Their last encounter was in Phoenix.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the boards.
I think the goal always is to control the glass if you can. It ends up giving you extra possessions that typically lead to extra points.
And remember, T.J. Warren, he averaged 25 a game his second season at NC State. You want to know his role in the NBA? It's quite simple, a professional scorer.
In such a rhythm right now, feathery touch, he's lighting them up.
To the inside. And Ayton the bucket on the assist by AI. AI's got 3 assists in the game. Ross with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami. Augustine passes to Vucevic. Now here's Ross. Defense is right there. Clock at 6. Passes it to Isaac. Shoots a 3. Rebound by the Suns. And Phoenix pushing it up now. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Orlando's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Vucevic down low. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Back to Jackson. Now, here's Warren. He's covered by Isaac. And good that time. AI's got his second basket of the night.
You talk about feel-good stories, and not too long ago, AI was playing in China, and how about now? He's in the NBA, the newest recipient of an Adidas shoe contract. What a ride it's been.
And we know Adidas has no problem coming up with big numbers to lure star players in the NBA. In fact, Greg, he joins an Adidas brand that has signed some of the top players in the league. So for the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Evan Fournier comes in for Jonathan Isaac. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And then for Phoenix, Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Jackson. And Oubre subbed in for T.J. Warren. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at San Antonio, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
Well, right now for the Suns, they weren't supposed to be this effective at this point in the season. The question now is, can they sustain it?
Pass to Gordon. That one doesn't drop. So Phoenix will take it the other way. And here's the fast break. Here's Booker. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Now it's a 5-point Suns lead.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
Gordon. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
He is getting it done on the offensive end. 5 buckets through 7 shots.
AI dishes to Ayton. Kicks it out to Booker. Now the pass to Patrick. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Oubre. With 3, Booker. The offensive rebound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, so much hype around Ayton. Has that rare combination of NBA-ready body, productivity, and upside. And you know, DeAndre Ayton, all that hype around him. He goes 7 feet, 250 with that 7'5" wingspan and already produces. But still, he shows considerable upside.
Loose shots.
Free throw drops for Ayton. You know, Greg, what amazes me about Ayton, the skill level for someone his size.
I mean, he can put the ball on the floor, really improving as a facilitator. You look at Embiid, you look at Big Cat, Ayton gives you a lot of those similar traits.
And the Suns making a change here. Crawford's checked in.
Who's watching
Holmes passes to Patrick. Here's the floater. Feeds it to Ayton. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And a moment here to see the standings for the Eastern Conference. And you know, guys, some interesting stories have unfolded here as we move through the middle of the season. You look at the Celtics. What a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, the Magic. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And right now for the Magic, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
And here's Phoenix. They're on a 14-6 run. AI kicks to Crawford. Off target from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Fournier. Oubre pulls it in. Phoenix leading by 5. Here's Patrick. And AI throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here's Fournier. No points in the game yet for him. Fast break, here come the Suns. Crawford leading the charge. And that one, good. And now it's a 9-point Phoenix lead.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Orlando's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Grant kicks to Bamba. Dishes to Fournier. And it's Grant in the corner. There's the 3. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Oubre, good.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Well, Doris, for rookies beyond skill, what attributes do you think they need to have an early shot at success?
Yeah, I think one of the things that you always wonder about, and one of the great players in history, Kevin Garnett, talks about the impact that other older players had on him. Sam Mitchell, when he first arrived in the league, they taught him the work habits necessary to succeed at a high level. So the first thing you'd have to have is commitment to work. And the second thing is the right temperament. An NBA season spans 82 games over 6 months. There will inevitably be ups and downs. And how do you weather both of those things, Kevin?
And the shot no good, a bit short.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Crawford with the ball. Now defended by Grant. In the corner, it's Oubre. Johnson outside. And it's denied.
The main weapon in Bamba's attack, the slender long arms he possesses, helps him block lots of shots. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Scored the basket, his 2nd of 2 attempts.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas. And they've gone to the full court press here, looking to make things as difficult as possible and maybe force a turnover or 2.
Grant finds Fournier. Another miss by Orlando.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Buries it down low. Crawford's got his first basket.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Here's Grant outside Fournier. To the paint, Birch kicks to Bamba. Grant surveying the D. His 4th shot, his 4th miss. Still looking for his touch tonight. In the corner, it's Crawford. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Now Grant still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. He kicks it to Gordon. To stop the run, and he sinks the layup. Gordon's got 12 points in the game.
Well, the offensive game of Aaron Gordon continues to improve, and when he's feeling it, he stays aggressive.
And so it's Phoenix riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're... Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in 2017. He's already made an impression on his teammate, Devin Booker.
Josh is an ultra competitor. He has the same mindset, that winning mindset. And, you know, I think that's where it starts, you know, people that actually care about the game. And Josh is definitely one of those guys.
Well, these two have a very bright future.
I mean, between Booker's shooting and Jackson's
Alright,
defensive
been having some
versatility
audio issues.
and potential,
Hopefully
that's a
everything
duo
is
to watch.
good for the rest of the evening. Let me scout this man real quick. Yeah, so I'll keep him to the right side. Everything will be good. So.
To the paint. That's good from Augustine. The assist by Vucevic. Augustine's got his second basket.
Well, just because he's a center, don't be deceived. Vucevic loves connecting with his teammates. Pretty pass.
AI dishes to Warren. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Suns lead by 16.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Nets made a big difference. He ended with 16 points and seemed to be playing in slow motion with a huge number of assists. Another outstanding outing, something that's become more and more commonplace for him. I'll get back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe he'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
And Orlando making a change here. Bamba's checked in.
You think about the Orlando Magic and how difficult things were from a rebounding perspective last year. Dead last in defensive rebounding percentage. Listen, if you can't close out possessions, you are digging your own grave in the NBA.
Patrick passes to Booker. Outside Warren. Here's Patrick. Back to Warren. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession.
And with a break in the action, let's look at the stats for AI. First in assists. And he's first in the league in steals per game. Just an incredibly aggressive and tenacious defender.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Back to Augustine. Now, here's Isaac. Defense right on him. 5 on the clock. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Goes up off the inbound. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Warren. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Phoenix Suns. On Friday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets.
And even though this team hasn't had trouble finding wins of late, it's always a boost when you get to head back for a homestand. Nothing quite beats sleeping in your own bed. Now, a tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Stolen by Bamba. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded by AI. Augustine passes to Isaac. Here's Vucevic. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Vucevic has got 7 points here in this quarter. Suns leading by 7. Here's Patrick. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the, the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
The dish now to Warren. And it's sent back by Isaac.
You can see the long wingspan of Jonathan Isaac coming into play twice on the pipes.
Here's Vucevic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Now just a 3-point Suns lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Phoenix has gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Booker. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Bamba's shot is off. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Phoenix Suns. 17 points was their biggest margin.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Now here is Augustine. He's guarded by AI. Now here is Augustine. Last game he had 12. And it's Vucevic missing. Fast break, here come the Suns. Oubre, no one around him. And the 3 off target. The Magic trail by 8. And here's Augustine. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Got a piece of it.
Boy, T.J. Warren showing some activity on the defensive end. Great timing on that block. Rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Here's Patrick. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Vucevic. This arena in downtown Phoenix opened in 1992. Doors in 2022, they can opt out of their lease. Otherwise, they'll be locked in for another 10 years.
Well, they're currently playing in the 6th oldest NBA arena, and the Suns are hoping to either renovate that building or build a brand new one. The question becomes, of course, who pays for it?
Booker against Ross. Back to Augustine. And it's blocked.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim. Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And the Suns call time here. Not a lot to be happy about with the Magic last season, but they did see some improvement in some of their players.
You know what, Kevin? I think you saw Aaron Gordon make a big leap, and I don't think he was alone. Guys like Evan Fournier and other wings also continue to develop their games. If there was one silver lining for a very difficult season, that would have to be it.
And padding that field goal percentage, just hard to stop Ayton when he gets the ball that deep.
The Magic trail by 8. Ross kicks to Augustine. Passes it to Vucevic. Ross against Booker. Floats one up, and it's laid up and in by Ross. Ross has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Ayton, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
That makes any coach happy. You don't force a tough shot, but you get a quality look from close range. Nice.
And so here's Orlando, trailing here by 8. Here's Augustine. Ross kicks to Bamba. Vucevic up top. Ross with it. Shoots over Oubre. Misses off the left iron.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him. You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
There's 1:40 left in the first half. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Here's Isaac. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
What we know about Jonathan Isaac is he's got incredible length coming out of Florida State. And the team knew, guys, that it would take some time to develop because he's so young. But with that frame and the potential his offensive game has, he can be scary in the future.
The first free throw is good. And Doris with Isaac, unfortunately, he missed a lot of his rookie year to injury.
Well, it was a disappointment for the young man, to be sure, Kevin. But he talked to Aaron Gordon about dealing with the injury and that lost time. Let's remember, Gordon went through the same situation as a rookie.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Vucevic, and it's Grant in for Augustine. The Magic trail by 10. Down low, Gordon. That's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
To the middle, here's Warren, and it's Warren with the jam.
This guy, a reliable pick-and-roll scorer. T.J. Warren knows where to roll after setting the screen.
And so it's Ross. He brings it up for the Magic. Now Grant. 9 points last game. Just to Isaac. Now here's Bamba. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Gordon missing.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Well, Orlando shooting reasonably well, 45%. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Grant kicks to Ross. Back to Grant. He tries for 3. And no good. And so it's the Phoenix Suns up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Steve Clifford. Steve, what's the focus going into the second half?
The big thing is they've got so much offense, and they have so many guys who come in and score. You got to play every possession defensively, and it's got to be every single possession.
Coach, thanks very much for your time. Back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from AI.
And we saw his work over the first 2 quarters, really pushing the action and consistently finding the open man.
It felt like he owned that first half because he involved his guys with his passes, found different ways to take advantage of the defense.
Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Terrence Ross is out there with DJ Augustine, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Back to Vucevic, over Ayton.
I'll tell you what, Ayton is a very good defender. Moves his feet well and has the length to alter shots.
A nice shot by Booker.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
And it's Vucevic missing.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
AI outside to the inside. Here's Ayton, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Ayton's got 14.
Impressive at using the pick and roll. Ayton slips well to the basket after setting that screen. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
There's Gordon with the three. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he can knock it down, and he does.
Ayton, count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts, a scorching 88%.
And the all-around offensive game Ayton has is just fantastic, capable of scoring in many different ways.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Looking now at some numbers for Warren. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's putting up 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Shot by Gordon, wide open, and it's off from three-point range. And there's Jackson on the assist by AI.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. We've seen AI really making a difference here.
Well, he has got to be the only thing they're discussing in this huddle because the approach they've used on him has been a disaster. Changes need to be made. I don't know if it's a double team, switching matchups, but something's got to be done.
Bridges, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. The Magic trail by 16. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Ross against Booker. Here's Augustine. Count the basket. Augustine's got 6.
The creative force behind these points is Terrence Ross. This guy keeps his head up, puts the pass right where it needs to be.
Patrick passes to Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. It's a 16-point game. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Right side, Gordon. Lots of room. Again, the Magic score.
I'll tell you, if you're not guarding Aaron Gordon tight and getting into his space, he is going to burn you in catch-and-shoot situations.
And what a summer it was for the Suns. Landed the top pick in the draft, taking Ayton, and brought in some talent through free agency as well. Booker signing that extension solidified a very productive summer for the Suns. Having 2 young players that complement.
Here's Warren. Over Bamba. It's hauled in by the Magic. Bamba's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Isaac. Here's Vucevic. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. 15 points in the game.
How about those instincts from the 7-footer? Vucevic uses that size to snag offensive rebounds.
AI dishes to Ayton. And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. The Magic trail by 11. And here's Fournier. He has 7. Kicks to Grant. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Pulls up on the wing. The offensive rebound. Bamba's shot is off.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Oubre can't get it to go.
Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now. Boy, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
And it's AI missing.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
Grant, right side. The pass to Bamba. Back to Grant. To the inside. And the dunk by Bamba.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
Patrick passes to Warren. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Isaac. Softly drops in the floater. Now just a 5-point Suns lead.
Hey, listen, the defense was there. Jonathan Isaac just focused, locked in on the hoop, knows he can score from there, guys.
Here's Patrick. Good work here as it goes. AI's got 19 points. Grant gets a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Grant's got 7 points in the game.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
We'll get right back to the action when we return. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hands. Show your hands. Don't foul.
Moments ago, Steve Clifford talking about defensive technique. Doesn't want to give up 3 points at the charity line.
And by focusing in on the smallest thing, his guys know how serious he is. One of the better defensive coaches in our league.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. AI is out there with Crawford. Then it's T.J. Warren. Then there's Ayton. And it's Oubre in at the small forward position. Here's Grant. Here's Fournier. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
AI kicks to Crawford. Pass to Ayton. Inside. Patrick. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
One thing you have to consider if you're the Orlando Magic is finding some level of consistency. And I mean that both in terms of the roster and the coaching staff. To me, when there's a lot of turnover in both of these departments, it can take its toll on an organization, and we've seen that with Orlando.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Orlando.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
AI in the post, guarded by Augustine. AI kicks to Ayton. And he banks in the layup. Ayton's got 29 in the game. As you said, Doris, a lot of coaching and personnel changes for the Magic recently.
Well, think about it, Kevin. 4 different head coaches since 2015, and that doesn't even include the interim coaches. You know, to me, you've got to have a direction and approach that is consistent year after year. If you're going to have any measure of stability, it has to come from the top down.
Augustine with it. He kicks it to Vucevic. 6 to shoot. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Now, here's Ai. He's tightly guarded. And there's Ayton, and that's good on the assist by Ai. 31 points for DeAndre Ayton. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Augustine looking around. He dishes it to Fournier. Orlando moving the ball around. Count it, good.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Ai dishes to Ayton. Back to Ai. Passes to Ayton. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession. And Orlando making a change here. Ross is checked in. And a change for the Suns. Josh Jackson's checked in for Oubre. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Ross passes to Augustine. And it's Vucevic missing. Phoenix leading by 5. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. He's guarded by Ross. Lets it go from 14. Crawford, no luck.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Count that one from Isaac.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
The Suns have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Ai left side. It's stolen by Vucevic. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. And stolen by Ayton. And here we go. Fast break, and Ai's got it. And he gets it to go.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Augustine passes to Vucevic. Jackson against Ross. He feeds it to Bamba. 6 on the shot clock. And that one drops.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Here's Patrick. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Vucevic.
It's so interesting to me that if you look at the history of the Phoenix Suns, it was the Mike D'Antoni era where they set the trend towards up-tempo run-and-gun basketball and emphasizing the 3. Remember the great Steve Nash at the helm? They were an offensive juggernaut at that time, guys.
Well, he's been at the line so often tonight, but only just now is he starting to look comfortable.
Aaron Gordon is checking in for Bamba. And the Suns also making a change. Booker's checked in. Outside Gordon. Ross against Booker. Ross finds Vucevic. And again, it's Orlando with the 3. And the Suns from 2004 to 2010, a team that easily could have won it all.
No doubt, Kevin, the fine line between winning and losing. 3 trips to the Western Conference Finals, and if not for a few bad bounces and untimely suspensions, who knows what we'd be talking about.
That's tipped. Now Augustine. Pass to Vucevic. And here is Isaac. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Inside, Jackson kicks to Ai. And the pass to Ayton. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. They'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
And you know, for that Hornets matchup, they'll need to be at their best for this contest. Anything short of excellence, and they'll be in for a rough ride. And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
This Orlando Magic team, one that isn't expected to compete just yet, still in the midst of collecting talent.
Well, Kevin, I don't know if you want to call it a rebuild or a reset for this franchise, but there is some youth to build around. They're getting some good talent. Obviously, they were hoping to jump into the top 3 in last year's draft. This is going to take some time, and the fan base has got to be patient.
Augustine dishes to Vucevic. Gordon, and he banks in the layup. Gordon's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, you can see why his teammates love playing with him. Vucevic willing to find the open guy.
Booker, with no one around, drains it from beyond the arc. And the Suns lead by 6.
Talk about stretching out a defense. He's been unstoppable tonight.
I'll tell you, he's nailed everything in sight, and how efficient he has been from outside the arc.
And it's Vucevic missing. And so Booker will bring it up for Phoenix. 17 points was their biggest margin. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. Ross against Booker. Knocked loose. Patrick passes to Warren. Here's Booker. Another one falls for Phoenix.
Well, the jumper is dangerous from anywhere, there's no doubt, but mid-range is where Booker hits the highest percentage.
To the right side. Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. The Magic again can't hit.
And they continue to control the glass.
And a miss there on the triple. The Magic trail by 8. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his 5th foul.
And that's going to be his 5th, guys. One more and he's done.
Suns on defense. Here's Gordon. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. That's good from Booker on the assist by AI. And now a 10-point Phoenix lead. For Orlando, they've gone through the 4th quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. And stolen by AI. This one for 3, and another assist for him. Dishing it all over the place in this one.
He's tallying them up in bunches.
Orlando's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Pass to Gordon. Will it go? Buries the long-range jumper. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
Another possession, another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
Now here is Augustine. And it's off from 3-point range. To the inside. Kicks it out to Booker. Back to AI. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Booker finds Warren. 6 on the shot clock. Over Gordon. And the Suns tack on 2 more.
Well, you like the effort of T.J. Warren, capitalizing when he's shooting in the painted area.
Passes it to Isaac. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded by AI. And here is Isaac. Here's Gordon. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Gordon's got 29 in the game.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
And another assist for him.
25 assists. What an unselfish performance.
He has been a sensational playmaker. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DeAndre Ayton.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be.
But then again,
he's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed.
7
it's
times
been total
in 4
domination,
minutes, so.
and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford had to say to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
We saw Gordon making big strides in his game last season, Doris, and it started with his shooting.
Well, specifically his long-range shooting, right, Kev? Because the three started to fall, and then that opened up other scoring options for him. Boy, it really seemed to come together for this guy, a rising star in just 1 year.
Ayton dishes to AI. That shot missing. Gordon with the defensive effort. The Magic trail by 13. Here's Isaac. Ross kicks to Augustine, and it goes down 2 points.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Patrick. And the Suns. So it's the Suns winning easily here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.
All-time defender?
That's a good question.
My position, or?
I had to go with Gary Payton.
Michael Jordan.
Well, ended up with a C+, so again, I think I'm gonna just call it quits here. Thank you everybody that tuned in. Having a conversation with Everything Pro Wrestling tomorrow. And yeah, thank you everyone. Take care. Have a good evening or morning. And I will see you later on this afternoon. Take care.